Basically what we're dealing with is a culture of life and a culture of death. And the culture of life is to try to supply the body with what it needs and to keep away toxic things. I think the culture of life is an orthomolecular approach. The culture of death is one that focuses on profits. And that's what motivates everything. So it's the financial situation that is motivating the development of the drugs and paying dividends to the stock holders and things like that. That's what's important. That's what drives things.
Of course, this is the future of medicine. I mean, it works. I mean, number one, it works. Number two, it's safe. So why aren't we all doing this? And I think the bottom line is it is money. The pharmaceutical industry have such a tight hold on medical training. So the average doctor just simply doesn't learn this stuff. And by the time they come out of medical school, they've got all this knowledge about how to diagnose diseases and which drugs to use and so on. And they've often been taught that particular nutrients, just aren't effective, sort of drug versus nutrient. But of course, this whole approach is not about, a different kind of pill for an ill. It's actually an entirely different approach. And then when you couple that with the fact that you simply cannot do orthomolecular medicine in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it really requires a much longer and more detailed involvement with the patient to really find out about their lifestyle. And also when you find out that, it's relatively easy to get someone to take a pill, but to change a behavior as fundamental as eating, now that really takes a lot of work. So doctors are neither trained in the science of this, nor are they trained in the practice of how you would do it.
And now we are in the era of big pharma. We have huge companies that spend billions of dollars on research and investigation. The investigation is not really that hot because they don't do much original stuff. They allow much of the original stuff is done for them by university professors who don't get paid for it. So we are giving them free research personnel. But as soon as something seems to be valuable, they take out a patent on it and they make the money out of it. There's no profit today, and this sounds very cynical, there's no profit today in getting people well. Our society is based upon the fact that we have to have a certain proportion of people sick so that we can treat them. Hope. You can't live without hope. Suicide. High suicide rate with schizophrenics. High suicide rate with depressions. Very high, very high. It's always due to the fact that they have been not given any hope. Their hope has been taken away, because that's one of the most important therapeutic principles we have, hope.
As soon as one is introduced to and learns anything about the science and the chemistry behind orthomolecular medicine, it's so much more logical than the notion of throwing synthetic chemicals on top of already existing chemical imbalances that it's amazing.
As a species, we are not well. And whatever approach that we've been employing within medicine, it's clearly not delivering. And I think that all the fingers are pointing very, very strongly at our 21st century diet and lifestyle. And I do sincerely hope that governments particularly and the medical profession as a whole will stop being so blinkered, because these diseases are not going to be solved by some magic drug.
We need radical changes from the grassroots. Everybody, we all have to change in order to save our bodies, our earth, our universe probably.
And now we have a new paradigm which is called vitamin as treatment. We initiated this whole megavitamin concept. Our work actually is the first in the world to create public attention to the fact that vitamins were therapeutic in themselves, that you could use them for a large number of conditions that were not considered vitamin deficiency diseases, and that you'd have to use them in the right concentration. There was no God didn't say you must only use thiamine in tiny milligrams. God said if you have thiamine, use it as you need it. If you have vitamin C, use it as you need it. And that was the major thing. So I think that's going to revolutionize medicine, starting to do that now. I would hope that my major contribution one day will be that I was one of the pioneers in helping create the new vitamin as treatment paradigm. So I don't have the answer, but one day we're going to have the answers, and when orthomolecular medicine has taken over all of medicine, instead of spending billions of dollars examining one drug after another that's toxic, we will now start to look exactly at each particular disease and find out what are the needs for that particular disease. That's what's going to happen.